excellent question. Yes, I am proud to be America's first straight female president. Helen?
Wasn't I wearing a hat?
Yes, you were. Now, in conclusion, my administration will focus on the 3 R's: reading, writing, and refilling the ocean. Thank you very much.
It's hard to believe that sitting in front of the TV to watch The Simpsons is basically taking a ride into the future, but that is outrageously the case. Over time, this legendary comedic sitcom animation has made weirdly precise predictions about the future.
Looking into a picture going around online this month, it claims to show a screenshot of a 2002 episode of The Simpsons that eerily mirrors real-life events. It shows Donald Trump touching a glowing orb with 2 Middle Eastern-looking men. Well, last month, President Trump did just that with the King of Saudi Arabia and the President of Egypt. So, did The Simpsons really predict the future?
If you think the COVID-19 pandemic prediction was the limit,
Please don't tell the supervisor I have the flu.
I've been working with a shattered pelvis for 3 weeks.
wait until you see what the show has predicted about 2025. Will you ignore, or instead, choose the opportunity to know what will play out next year? If you're curious to find out, then join us as we reveal The Simpsons' insane predictions for 2025. AI takeover. AI is fast advancing, and we might love every bit of it, thanks to how it makes life much easier. But what if we tell you that The Simpsons might have a scary prediction about the future of AI? In a 2016 episode, this scary prediction happens when the family visits a park populated by robotic staff. As interesting as this is, things soon went out of hand when the AI went rogue, eventually turning around to kill everyone in the park. Besides being interesting, this is also very scary, as it causes us to wonder about AI's role in our evolving society. 2 things come into play at this point. First is the possibility of AI putting the average worker out of jobs, thereby increasing unemployment, which is already a problem. Another point is a discussion that has long terrorized scientists as AI advances. What is the possibility of humans creating something more intelligent than themselves without it backfiring? Jürgen Schmidhuber, a well-known name in science and tech, made what might be happening in the future clear when he said that AI will trigger runaway technological growth and bring tremendous changes to our civilization in 30 years. As it turns out, The Simpsons might have been a portal to the future, but that their predictions get more interesting. War against clean energy. A rather interesting scene into The Simpsons accurately predicts the future. This takes us to episode 582, where Lisa Simpsons invents a car powered by solar energy to join a race in the alternative energy derby. Things unfortunately turn sour when a corporate firm blocks the sun with their blimp, causing Lisa to stop short a few inches to the finish line and be mocked by the crowd. This scene can be considered casual, but the Simpsons' psychic powers of predicting the future kick in when viewed differently. The world today is moving fast towards clean energy, and at this rate, having cars run on clean or solar energy is not impossible to achieve in 2025, but the bad news is the other part of this prediction. The possibility of the transition to clean energy being fought against by corporate interest firms.
Without energy supply, I don't believe that economic growth will be there. This is an important issue for all the developed country alike.
It's been happening in the past, and based on warnings from The Simpsons, it's likely to happen in the future as well. The next prediction is pretty intense. Environmental disaster. Suppose there is one prediction of The Simpsons to fear. In that case, it is the prediction of an imminent environmental disaster that is likely to destroy humanity if it isn't fixed or not. We take the cue of this prediction from a 2007 episode when Homer dumps pig's feces in Springfield Lake, which, to say the least, was already battling with severe pollution. The result of this action was nothing short of frightening, as it led to the outbreak of a deadly disease. Springfield had to be quarantined due to the outbreak, with a giant bubble over the region to curtail the problem. This is an exaggerated way to look at things, but don't miss the point. The Simpsons has proven to be a series that comically predicts future events through the pictures it paints. The possibility of an environmental disaster is not far-fetched from what's possible in the near future. Global warming is already a huge problem, and public companies do not fail to add to the problem by polluting the environment even more. So it's safe to say we better do something and watch for this prediction in 2025. Hoover cars. In a world where distinct vehicles are used for different modes of transportation, The Simpsons make another amazing prediction about the Hoover cars, which blurs the line between road and air transportation. Here, they do a pretty good job painting a picture of the future, where problems with traffic are completely eliminated with the airways being the new road. Well, they had to take a trip into the future to paint this picture. First, we come in contact with the Hoover car prediction in a 1992 episode that ends 40 years into the future. In this scene, we do not just notice how aged Homer and Bart now are, but also notice the series of Hoover cars flying around like they were the new normal. In another episode in 2005, Bart and Lisa looked into their future through a time machine invented by Professor Frank. Surprisingly, they saw that Marge had left Homer because he spent all their savings on an underwater home and the rest on a Hoover car. It might be very hard to believe, but to think that hover cars are now being worked on as we speak, The Simpsons has become that show that deserves applause. Virtual reality food. Amongst all The Simpsons' predictions for the future, nothing is more absurd than this one. In a realm where imagination meets with technology and comedy, The Simpsons have pushed the boundaries of what is possible through their predictions. In one of their episodes, they portray virtual food, which might be possible. In the unique episode, a character in The Simpsons can be seen consuming food from a VR headset. Can you imagine it? A future where virtual reality transforms even our dining experience is a reality we couldn't imagine could be affected by technology. But The Simpsons are not that faithless, and their predictions might well be coming to pass as science and technology improve. More impressive is that the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line plans to provide guests with a real-life VR dining experience. Now, are producers not geniuses? Baby language translator. Whether you're your parent or not, it's easy to tell how frustrating it is when you don't know what a baby wants, simply because you don't understand their language. Knowing this, we arrive at a somewhat exciting prediction from The Simpsons. In one of the series episodes, a Simpson character who is a genius creates a device that can translate a baby's language into something truly which adults can understand. It was a roller coaster ride from that point, with the episode causing much laughter while teaching a poignant lesson on the travails of parenting and the frustration that comes from being unable to understand their babies. While this concept is delivered comically, what's more amazing is how concrete this prediction might be, with scientists and researchers currently working on areas regarding sound recognition and analysis. Thanks to The Simpsons, we know at least that the future might be brighter than we expect in the short term. Mars colonization. We know that humanity is pushing fast towards colonizing Mars, with Elon Musk at the forefront. But what if we told you that The Simpsons had predicted this situation long before Elon Musk announced his intention to help man colonize Mars? We see this in an intriguing episode where Lisa Simpson is selected to go to Mars to build a habitat. Because Marge wasn't comfortable with this, she signed up to go with Lisa, which soon led the entire family to sign up in line to send a man to Mars before 2026. In the episode, however, the takeoff failed, with the family only being able to arrive on Mars in 2051. This happens before Lisa announces again that she wants to go to Venus. Indeed, all of this might appear comical on the surface. Still, the degree of accuracy of this prediction is outrageous, bringing us to another controversial prediction: Ivanka Trump as future president. Before now, The Simpsons had made a name for itself by accurately predicting major political events, such as the election of Donald Trump into the presidency. But they didn't stop there. They pushed the boundary in another episode in 2016, hinting at what might be Ivanka of becoming the future president of America, thereby carrying on her father's legacy in leadership. This prediction shines in one of the episodes where Homer wears an Ivanka 2028 campaign button. It is easy to dismiss this scene as merely part of the producers making fun, but that is not the case. Intriguingly, the prediction of Ivanka becoming the future president of America is not a mistake. It is carefully calculated, judging from how well inclined Ivanka already is in regard to the political landscape. Riding on the tutorship and help of her father, it is therefore safe to say that the Simpsons' predictions are well within what's possible when they predict the future presidency of Ivanka Trump. We will just have to wait and see how this one plays out. Meanwhile, the prediction that Ivanka will become president is one to think about because she is Trump's daughter and a woman. Could the show be hinting at the future of a female president in America? More interestingly, Ivanka is not the only woman predicted to be the female president of America. There is also an episode where Lisa Simpson was the president of America. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. Mind control through music. Now here's one bizarre but tricky prediction of The Simpsons on this list, and you probably guessed right because it's all about the music. Remember that interesting but kind of eerie episode from 2001 titled The New Kids on the Block? In it, we see Bart, Milhouse, Nelson, and Ralph join up with a boy band known as the Party Posse. Unknown to them, it was a psyop scheme orchestrated by the United States to sell some ideas to kids in the neighborhood. Here, the hit song of the boy band comes into play with the famous line, Ivan et Nioj, which simply means join the Navy spelled backward, aiming to control the minds of the kids. Now, this is not something you get to hear about every day. Still, The Simpsons was bold enough to explore it, focusing on the power of music and how it can influence people's actions and thoughts. We might find this strange, but The Simpsons' prediction about music being a tool to control people is already coming back, and it started long ago. It goes a long way to show us that what we hear can influence our lives more deeply than we can think of, because what we hear plants a seed in our minds that eventually germinates and bears fruit. Hologram. While exploring the extent of what's possible for humanity, The Simpsons also touches on the future of hologram technology, where it becomes well integrated into our normal day-to-day life. According to their prediction, the time seems to be fast approaching, and communication will go beyond the screen to a point where lifelike 3D images are projected into the physical space. The sweetest part of this prediction is that this would become a normal way to interact. This prediction can be seen in one of the Simpsons episodes, where a peek into the future shows the show's characters interacting with a hologram. So what's the possibility of this happening in real life? Well, we can say that the possibility of the prediction about holograms coming to pass is very likely, judging from the current progress of technology. Interestingly, hologram technology is made possible by integrating augmented and virtual reality, which are quickly being improved. Recently, scientists and researchers alike have left no stone unturned to ensure that ways are found to project holograms into our world. And thanks to The Simpsons, we know that they are likely to have a breakthrough soon. What do you think about The Simpsons' predictions for 2025, and their other predictions we didn't mention? The Simpson Prophecies. For over 3 decades, The Simpsons have entertained audiences with sharp wit, wacky storylines, and humor. Many may overlook the prophetic parts and accurate predictions that have left viewers scratching their heads over the years. For instance, there was an episode called Lisa's Wedding in 1995. Lisa was shown using a video phone booth to chat with her fiancé. Fast forward to 1997, the world witnessed the birth of the BlackBerry, a groundbreaking device that merged the phone and rudimentary internet. The Simpsons, however, took it a step further. In 2008, the episode Bart Gets an Elephant shows a character wearing a wristwatch that displayed video calls. This was years before the Apple Watch released its wearable tech. If you think that was merely a coincidence, the next one will shock you. Edward Snowden's revelations. In the 2000 episode Trippin' on Nuts, a character named NSA Guy steals classified information from the National Security Agency, NSA, and escapes to Cuba. This may seem like old spy movie stuff, except for a real-life shocker in 2013. Edward Snowden, a former NSA contractor, leaked highly classified documents revealing the vast global surveillance programs of the NSA. The similarities include the Cuban connection. Did The Simpsons have a mole within the intelligence community? It is unlikely, but it has certainly sparked debate on the ability of the show to predict the future like no other. But that's not all, and the following 2 revelations are still the most shocking to date. Presidency of Donald Trump. A 1998 episode titled Bart to the Future shows Donald Trump as the 45th President of the United States. At the time, Trump was a reality TV star and businessman, far from the political sphere. The episode's writers later claimed it was a joke based on Trump's flamboyant personality. However, when Trump announced his candidacy in 2015 and subsequently won the election in 2016, The Simpsons' prediction became the talk of Hollywood. Whether it was a lucky guess or a random jab that accidentally hit the bullseye, the episode remains a mystery in American political history. The last one is a prediction of a subaquatic accident. In a 1994 episode, Marge Gets a Job, Homer is a safety inspector at a nuclear power plant. One scene shows a faulty submarine imploding due to a design flaw, with the crew trapped inside metal coffins. Tragically, in 2000, the Kursk, a Russian nuclear submarine, sank in the Barents Sea, killing all 118 crew members. The accident was later attributed to a faulty torpedo, and the submarine's design hampered the rescue attempt. These are just a few of Simpsons' predictions that many believe to have come to pass. Whether it's just luck, pure coincidence, brilliant social commentary, or something mystical, one thing is sure. The Simpsons are leaving both entertained and a little worried about the future. Here is the exciting part of this story. Stay alert as we look at the shocking Simpson predictions for this year. Return of Donald Trump. The Simpsons predicted that Trump would win the 2024 election. On November 15, 2022, Trump announced his intention to run for president in 2024. Al Jean, a writer for The Simpsons, posted on X that the show had foreseen this in 2015. In an episode where the Simpsons family ventures into the future, Homer passes by a sign that reads, Trump 2024. The most shocking part is that this episode aired before Trump became president. The Simpsons had previously predicted Trump's presidency with a line predicting that the next president after Trump would inherit budget issues from him. The presidential election is primed to come up by November, and fans of the series are waiting for a chance to prove the accuracy of its predictions once again. If you are still in doubt, have you asked yourself how the producers even learned that Trump would ever contest and win in the first term? It is simply mysterious. The following prediction was merely far ahead of its time. It shows virtual reality food and gaming as far back as the 90s. Virtual reality food. The Simpsons predicted virtual reality food and gaming in 1998 in a Friends and Family episode. Simpsons show Homer and Marge eating virtual fudge through VR headsets. Interestingly, recent technological advancements have led to the creation of VR food by AOB Banquets RMX. This innovative technology allows people to eat different foods while using VR to alter their taste perception. This innovation promises to change the way we experience food. Imagine having computers and simulators help you regain your appetite and curate your food preferences. While Simpsons' predictions did not mention altering tastes, merging technology with sensory experiences is becoming a new reality. Scientists have also predicted this will radically reshape how we interact with food. That was only one of the things The Simpsons had for us regarding future technology. The next technological prediction is mind-blowing, even though the world is still at the crude stage of adopting this tech. The boom of artificial intelligence. Will robots take over our jobs? Although some have claimed that AI-powered robots are just there to support our work, experts have been worried about this for a while, saying that super smart machines could steal people's jobs in the coming years. But guess what? The Simpsons were way ahead of the curve. In a 2012 episode called Them Robot, Homer loses his job at the power plant because Mr. Burns replaces all the workers with robots. In the episode, Burns even says something funny. You will train them, and they will replace you. That's precisely how AI works. We train these super smart programs, and then, whoops, they might be doing our jobs better. Are you for or against AI? Please add your opinion on AI and employment in the comment section. Coming next are intelligent robots. Smart robots. The Simpsons hinted at robots taking over more than just factory jobs. We already see robot servers in Japan, and self-driving cars might soon replace taxi drivers. Even creative fields could be affected. Artificial intelligence models based on super smart programs trained by humans are taking over the jobs of coders, financial advisors, and even graphic designers. The Simpsons might even predict a future where AI goes rogue in 2024. Sounds crazy, right? However, a Google engineer recently lost his job after claiming their AI had become too lifelike. We're getting closer to AI that can learn and maybe even feel emotions, just like humans. The line between fiction and reality might get even blurrier in the coming years. Do you remember the 1994 episode Itchy and Scratchy Land, where the Simpsons visited a theme park run by robots and something unbelievable happened? Those robots become super smart and rebel against their human creators. Back then, it was a funny cartoon. Today, with a respected AI researcher like Blake Lemoine fired for claiming Google's AI became too lifelike, it's a different story. We're getting closer to AI that can learn and maybe even feel emotions, just like humans. The line between fiction and reality might get even blurrier in the coming years, especially if AI decides humans are in its way, just like in Itchy and Scratchy Land. World War III, and the future might be scarier than we think. The show might have even predicted a full-blown war, with tensions rising all over the globe, from the Russia-Ukraine conflict to the Israel-Palestine war, not to mention the Taiwanese independence issues between the USA and China. Some experts, like former CIA spy Andrew Bustamante, believe World War III is on the horizon in 2024. Others argue we're already in the early stages. Interestingly, The Simpsons might have foreshadowed this in 1987 with a Season 2 episode titled World War III. Believe it or not, in the episode, a paranoid Homer wakes the family in the middle of the night, convinced World War II is starting. It was a funny scene back then, during the Cold War. The Cold War ended in 1991, but many believe we're entering a new one, with tensions between the USA and Russia at an all-time high. According to Wikipedia, 5 significant wars are happening right now around the world, like the one in Ukraine and the long-lasting conflict between Israel and Palestine. There are also more minor conflicts that shouldn't be forgotten, like the fighting in Colombia or Somalia, where thousands of people have died recently. Sadly, violence is a problem in many places. With all these wars going on, some experts believe the world is already at war. A colony on Mars. But wait, there's more. The Simpsons might have even predicted our next giant leap for humanity, colonizing Mars. In the 2015 episode Friend with Benefits, the government starts looking for volunteers to move to Mars. The episode even ends with a glimpse into 2051, showing the Simpsons living on Mars. A few years after this episode aired, Elon Musk, the real-life Tony Stark, revealed his plans to colonize Mars. Here's where things get crazy. The date shown in the episode, 2051, would exactly line up with Musk's ambitious plan to send 1 million people to Mars by 2050. Is it a coincidence, or are the Simpsons the ultimate fortune tellers? The current Martian surface is cold, dry, and full of harmful radiation. Liquid water, which most life needs, is scarce and frozen, so it seems unlikely that life could exist there now. Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, 2024 could be a wild ride. First, female POTUS. Another spooky prediction for 2024, a female president of the United States. In a Simpsons episode 2000 called Bart to the Future, there's a prediction about the first female president. Lisa becomes the first ever female president in the episode. The USA is in financial trouble in the episode because of decisions made by a fictional president named Trump. Fast forward 24 years, and some think a female president could come soon. Kamala Harris is already the first female vice president of the United States. Some speculate that if Biden cannot continue as president, Kamala may take his place. Some observers believe that Joe Biden's presidency will not continue due to his age and health. The prospect of Vice President Harris assuming the highest office is beginning to gain traction. Although she has no intention to replace President Biden, many political observers believe she would take the shot if given a chance at the presidency. Kamala Harris would then be breaking 2 records as both the first female vice president and the first female president in the history of America. Smart parenting. And they have continued. The Simpsons even poked fun at the future of communication for parents with young children. In the 1992 episode, Brother, Can You Spare 2 Dimes?, Homer's half-brother Herb invents a baby translator machine. Back then, it seemed like a hilarious sci-fi gag. But fast forward to today, and companies like Swiss-based Zoundreams are creating products like the Baby Dream, a technology that translates baby cries into actual words. Are you tired, hungry, or need a diaper change? This device claims to tell you exactly what your little one wants. Like the baby translator in The Simpsons, this technology might seem like something out of a cartoon, but it's becoming a reality. The issue on Wall Street? While a baby communication kit would be a great invention, the economic picture might be less rosy this year. The Simpsons predicted economic woes for the global economy. The world economy has been shaky lately, and the US is no exception. The $1 trillion printed in 2020 have some economists worried about inflation and a potential collapse. Many fear that 2024 could see people losing jobs and homes. Interestingly, The Simpsons might have referred to this back in the year 2000 episode Bart to the Future. In the episode, a future Lisa points out an economic meltdown during the Trump presidency. While Trump isn't currently president, the possibility of him winning in 2024 adds another layer of mystery to The Simpsons' predictions. Flying cars. Surprise, surprise. Stay tuned for the future because The Simpsons might have even predicted our next mode of transportation. In the 2005 episode Future Drama, The Simpsons travel to the future. Guess how Homer and Bart get around? In flying cars, of course. Back in 2005, this was pure science fiction. But cut to today, and companies like Samsung Sky are developing real-life hover cars. Their Switchblade model is expected to deliver in 2024, meaning we might be cruising above traffic jams like The Simpsons predicted. With 2024 just around the first quarter, only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. The Simpsons' predictions make for an exciting and sometimes unsettling look at the world we might be living in very soon. The Simpsons still need to be done with Trump. President Ivanka Trump. Another exciting prediction from The Simpsons involves Ivanka Trump becoming president. In a 2016 episode called Treehouse of Horror 27, Homer wears a badge that says Anka 2028, hinting that Ivanka might run for president in 2028. Ivanka Trump, Donald Trump's daughter, has been increasingly involved in politics, which makes this prediction seem more possible. In another episode from 2017, Ivanka is shown as a member of the Supreme Court, suggesting she might get into politics soon. Some people believe that The Simpsons doesn't just predict the future, but influences it. With their track record of accurate predictions, it wouldn't be surprising if Ivanka Trump does enter politics in the future. Zombie apocalypse. In a Simpsons episode, news anchor Kent Brockman experiences a bizarre transformation into a raging zombie after eating fast food from Krusty the Clown. In just 28 days, Springfield finds itself overrun by hungry zombies. For those unfamiliar, zombies are fictional creatures, reanimated corpses with no soul, often driven by a desire to terrify or consume living beings. Historically, zombies are believed to originate from Haitian folklore, where tales spoke of dead bodies revived through magic. Modern zombie stories involve various methods of reanimation, such as nuclear radiation, viruses, or scientific experiments gone wrong. While early encounters with zombies were linked to Haitian voodoo cults, zombies have since appeared in several books and movies, including White Zombie, The Walking Dead, and Train to Busan. Let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.